Hi, this is Howie from Prime Your Pump, entertaining and actionable self-improvement. And this week's lesson is about slogans, targets, and exhortations and why you should not use them. So, slogans, targets, and exhortations don't tell people what to do, okay, or how to do it. They tell them what to do, but not how to accomplish it. So, an example of an exhortation is to your kid, get better grades in school. Doesn't tell them how to do it. An example of a slogan is A students are winners. Okay? Doesn't tell you how to be a winner. Okay? An example of a target is get all A's in school. Okay? And what you'll see is that slogans, exhortations, and targets don't motivate people because they don't know how to do it. So, okay, what would an example of a method be? So, if you want your kid to do better in school, here's a method. You could get your kid a tutor. You could send your kid to an after-school program with the appropriate teacher to get some help. Or you could go to any one of the free online education sources like the Khan Academy, KAHN Academy.com. Okay, you can go up there if you're having trouble with math, okay, like the hyperbolic function or something. They have a great lesson on how to do it. So maybe your kid couldn't pick it up in class, but by watching the Khan video, your kid picks it up and gets it. So these are all methods. So exhortations, slogans, and targets without methods are meaningless and frustrating to the people they're given to. You need to give them methods, and that actually makes managing or living your life more difficult. Now I'm going to just actually tell you a little story before I continue on with this. Adobe, okay, you've all heard of the company, just did away with their performance appraisal process. All right, and basically what they do is it's all based on process improvement. How are you improving your process? And that's what they're evaluated on. And 50% of their managers quit because they didn't want to put the energy in to telling people what methods to use instead of just giving them slogans, targets, and exhortations. So that's an amazing fact. Think about that. 50% just didn't want to bother to give people a method. But let me give you here Rick and Bree always want this to be entertaining. So here's an entertaining example of an exhortation. Try harder not to fart in bed. All right? There's one. I've actually heard that from my wife. Okay? Another example of here's an example of a slogan. He who smelt it dealt it. Notice the he is in there, okay, because two reasons. A, women don't fart, all right? And B, in the English language, he means he or she. You can look it up. And an example of a target is stop farting, okay? Now, none of these are motivational for the farter, okay? I mean, they're given by the fartee, but not the farter. So how do you motivate somebody? Well, okay, one of the things you could do is, for example, my wife could say, when we sit down to dinner and I order, she said, you really shouldn't order those black beans wrapped in cabbage, all right? They're probably going to make you fart all night. And I could say, yeah, okay, I can see that. And then I could do something about it. I could order, something else, okay? Or when I say to my wife, hey, pull my finger, don't do it, okay? Because you know what's going to happen. It didn't take my daughter very long to figure out not to pull my finger. She probably figured it out when she was 2, okay? And lastly, you could say, never Dutch oven me, okay? Or it's a divorce. Now, if you don't know what a Dutch oven is, it's when a couple is in bed, one farts, and then pulls the blankets up so the other one can't get out and they're stuck in there with your fart. Of course, your fart doesn't smell bad to you, but to the other person, it could make him cry because it would peel paint off the wall, And I remember I had a friend, okay, who before he went blind, okay, he was driving me around. He raised up all the windows. He locked the windows with that baby-proof lock, and he farted. And this was one of those farts, okay, that like somebody stuck an onion in your face. And I almost vomited in the front seat. That's how disgusting it was, all right? So getting back to slogans, exhortations, and targets, what they do is they shift responsibility from the person who wants the goal, all right, who wants it, away from the person who has to do it. And it causes resentment, mistrust, negative emotions. So If you want to make it actionable, what you have to do is you have to give people a method on how to do it. That's what makes it actionable. Give them a method. And you can go up on the internet and you can look up, what to do about farting. I bet there's a ton on the internet on what to do about farting, all right? Okay, and when to use it? Whenever you're trying to motivate people. Don't motivate them with slogans, targets, and exhortations. And I see it all the time, these rah-rah rallies and rah-rah sessions, get people all fired up like now they're supposed to go out and sell more than they did before. But they're using the same methods they did before. So it accomplished absolutely nothing. All right. So what do you think? Have you ever used a slogan, a target, or an exhortation on someone? And if you have, how did it work out? And let us know. Comment on it and let us know. That's the lesson for this week. And until next week, remember, read and share our other blog posts. And if you like them, click like. And sign up for our weekly newsletter. And until next time, remember, prime your pump.